I'm lost in darkness, searching for light. Every step forward feels like a fight. Shadows of doubt creep in my mind, but I refuse to surrender. I must find a way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. The weight of the world crushes me down. Fear and uncertainty all around. But I deep find inner strength to face the trials length by length. A way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. Through every storm, I'll find my way. Through every night, a brighter day. I'll rise from ashes, like a phoenix born. My spirit unbroken, my heart reborn. I've walked through fire and emerged scarred, but wiser, stronger, and unmarred. My existence is a test of will, of trials overcome, of a soul made bold. The way of the world, above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. Day to day, nothing changes. All I want is a moment to think clearly, but thoughts come unrelenting, consuming every waking moment. My mind binds me and I can't escape. I shout for help, but no one hears me. One day I fear I'll just disappear. Lost in this chaos, I'm searching for peace.
I like that fucking song. What up, everybody? It's John Escudero. I'm here with the gang, and we're here to recap WWE Survivor Series War Games. It's a whole title now. You got to get through the whole thing. Survivor Series War Games 2024 with the boys. We'll start counterclockwise. CJ, say what's up to the people.
Happy Thanksgiving, or as the rest of my Canadians call it, happy normal weekend. I happy to be here. Looking forward to talking Survivor Series.
Nicholas?
Oh, what is up? It is Bloodline Neek. Shout outs, but we'll be talking about that a whole lot. It is your boy Nick Rocco, and I am hanging out with the boys, and I am so excited to talk wrestling with you, chat.
Yeah.
All right, now I am that corny reviewer, Matt. I am here returning for a WWE PLE War Games. I am actually excited to do this with all of you, so I can't wait to get into this.
Hell yeah. It was it went by really fast. I was like, what the fuck? What time is it?
It's like 9:30, it's over.
I definitely thought, I was like, what the fuck? Like, are they we're done? That's it?
Yeah, I was just like, wait, this is done. Like, we're not gonna have like any like special surprise at the end. They're not gonna throw like some random match or moment out.
no attack as the credits roll.
They had a lot of time to breathe after the match. They were just kind of posing around and getting some more little plot things in. It was refreshing, honestly. people not rushing and trying to get off the fucking air right at the last minute. It was long enough. It didn't feel like we got ripped off or anything. It's just it started early. I guess it did start an hour earlier. I wonder if this is the norm going forward.
Because it's wild too. When I look at like match times, like we had about 40 minutes, give or take, for both War Games matches, 10 minutes for the U.S. title, 14 for the IC, 20 for the World Heavyweight. And it still felt like it was perfectly timed. You know, there's not really any filler to it. And it's so wild that we have all those really long match times for just 5 matches on what seemed like a short show.
Yeah.
Well, and didn't Bad Blood have an earlier start time too?
Yeah, but that was specifically because of UFC that night. I didn't think they were going to do it going forward. There's no UFC tonight at all.
I mean, if that does happen to be the trend, though, nothing wrong with that, especially for those on the East Coast.
I don't mind it at all. It's only 7 o'clock over here on the West Coast. I got a whole Saturday left. So that's great. But
I know we can enjoy the rest of Saturday night after this.
That's pretty awesome. I got time for a movie, possibly. That's incredible. But yeah, man, we might as well get right into that main event first, like we like to do here. The Bloodline versus the Bloodline. I think they haven't really marketed it.
Bloodline.
They haven't really marketed it that way, right? Like, it's just
really. Like the two different factions is basically how it felt like.
There's a bunch of Samoans fighting.
Oh,
nameless.
A couple of white guys.
Bloodline and Bloodline
Wolfpack. Thank you for joining us. Green Cane says that was probably the greatest pay-per-view this year. I mean, man, I had fun with it. I don't know if I go that far, but I certainly won't like bash you for it.
It was enjoyable.
I got a recency bias. I need to let it simmer for a bit.
Yeah, did you think it was that good, Nick?
Wait, what?
No, I thought you thought it was that good. I was like, okay, well, you tell me.
No, I just said I need to let it simmer. I didn't hate the pay-per-view by any means. I thought it was great for the vast majority of it. I thought it kind of was improving as the show progressed as well. Brady
on the other side of the spectrum, War Games more like lame games. He thinks the match sucked. I've seen a lot of people say that this main event didn't do it for them because it was they felt like the rivalry was really heated and they thought that this War Games match was going to have a little more violence to it. I can't disagree with you if that's the reason why you didn't like it, right? That I can't be like, man, that's wrong, because I guess, you know, it's War Games. They were really angry at each other. It's been a long time. If you were going into it thinking maybe because WWE freaking gave you blood that you were going to get blood again, I didn't personally have the expectation, but if you did, you weren't going to get it, and then that's why you're disappointed. So I'm not going to be like, you're wrong. That's just, you're never going to be satisfied with that. I think, too, one of the big cases here as to why we probably didn't get a whole lot of blood. I think the biggest reason is just look at the mat, look at the canvas. We had so many sponsors tonight, more than probably any other night that I could think of recently. She just gave me the image of like the blood splattered Sonic 3 logo. Right.
You won't believe how this one ends.
Actually, that wouldn't be inappropriate. My Sonic fans know what I'm talking about.
Cheer when it happens. Cheer.
Rouge run.
Green Cane says one of his top matches of the year, he was a little upset there was no blood, but didn't bother him whatsoever. All right, and I might be I'm on the boat with you, Green Cane. I thought this match was just fine. I liked the essentially, I don't have the match order, like the order that people came out. You might have a more detailed match description, but there was a story weaved through the entire match, and the obvious one of Roman Reigns and CM Punk's trust. And he kind of started off, you know, he completely didn't trust him, and so he cut him off so that he could have control over when it is that he comes out. And then Punk is a rebel, so Punk busts right by him when it's Roman's turn. And, you know, eventually, while they're in the ring, at one point, Roman doesn't lift Punk off the ground. He's like, fuck you, but he lifts over all his teammates. And then eventually, CM Punk proves that he's worth his salt by saving Roman Reigns from getting killed absolutely demolished by fucking Bronson Reed off the top of the cage.
And he also got speared, and he still helped him.
He did
Yeah.
get speared. That's right. He got hurt. He could have, and it looked like he might have. You don't know. CM Punk's a loose cannon. You never know. But no, he kept his end of the deal, which led to their victory, and that led to them to coming to an understanding and a respect. Let it be known that Roman Reigns is the one that reached the handout. So he had his story arc in this one match. That's fucking great. I can't hate that. I can't hate on that at all. That was excellent. So I'm gonna give you guys a chance to talk. Matt, what did you think of this match? And then CJ, you can go after him. I am not. I will be right back.
Okay. I thought this was fun.
Double C.
It did what they needed to do with the story progression of anyone involved. I was kind of surprised with some of the orders. I was expecting Tagaloa to come out second to help out his brother. But no, they saved it. I love first it was Bronson Reed. It's like, no, I don't trust you. All right, Jacob, you go. So we're on a roll. Don't fuck this up. But watch Pumpkin Paul does turn. The ending was the right way to do it. Great moment for Jimmy because he kind of needs something because it was mostly more about Jay than Jimmy. So I'm glad that Jimmy was the one to actually take out Jacob Fatu with that splash off the top rope. And Jacob's a star. We know once this Bloodline story is over, he's going to rocket to the moon. And I am all for it. I liked how it ended. Solo, I like how Solo didn't grovel. Go, I'm sorry, just, you know what? Fuck it. I'm still tribal chief. And boom, got whooped. And led to the spear. I enjoy this one a lot. So, fun match. I agree with, you know what? It probably would have been nice with the blood. But what can you do? And seems like that Bloodline blown is not done because they still got the Ula left.
Yeah,
CJ.
I thought this was a really good match as well. I know we kind of talked about the spot where Roman cut off Punk to send out Sammy. It was interesting in a different way to me because I remember Solo had just done that by blocking Tonga Loa and sending out Jacob Fatu. So I looked at it just from he's going to direct his team, I have to direct my team, which I thought was it made sense from the other part of, he doesn't trust CM Punk, he'd rather send Sami Zayn out. But overall, solid match. I did have to really just roll my eyes when Solo locks the door with his own lock, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, how's he gonna get into the cage now?" And I'm like, "Fucking climb over it! Like it's not a cell. It doesn't have a roof. Just fucking go over the top."
Like we saw Io Sky do at the start of the show.
The way they sold it,
If only there was another way.
Bronson
my
Reed
God.
is like surprised, like, what is he doing climbing the cage? You guys didn't tell me about this possibility. I thought we had this figured out. That was good. That's hilarious.
But they hit a lot of awesome spots, particularly the Jimmy's top of the top of the cage splash, and I'm getting into the Anyways, but I thought this was an awesome match for sure.
Did he break his fucking rib on that? Like, can we get an update on Jimmy after that splash? Because that was nasty.
Dude, at one point or another, it feels like every single possible person in this match got hurt one place, one way or another.
It was really funny. Nick?
Also, kudos to Jacob for making the box look like he actually hurt himself with the selling. He's like,
That's
quit
great.
covering up his sellers.
He's great all around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, make
Yeah,
himself
so I love
look
that.
like a tough man by just working on through whatever possible injury he could have had. I really love, and I'm sure we're gonna talk more in depth on it in a bit, but I'm thinking big Bronson Reed, 400 plus pounds, going to the top of the cage and just diving off. I was getting shades of Rikishi at Fully Loaded there.
Every time a big guy goes up top, I'm worried about the integrity of the ring. Like we've seen people go through the freaking wood
or the support from the cage or whatever they're standing up.
Yeah.
Or
Usually,
even
I'm
just
not-
think about like their legs. I mean, we saw what happened earlier in the year to Adam Copeland.
That's right. Was it just this year? Damn, feels like so long ago.
Yeah, it was like 9 months ago, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, if we had any other thoughts about this main event and possibly what's going to be happening going forward, what is that damn favor?
That's
Paul
exactly
Heyman.
it. What is the favor he wants to cash in?
And would that come up this year or in 2025?
Well, and I didn't get the chance to, I know we didn't do a SmackDown rewind yesterday. Oddly enough, I actually would have been able to make it last night had we done one, but TNA won the night. But that's okay. Anyways, when we had Roman, Punk, and Paul all in the same room, and Punk said, "Your wise man, my wise man." You know, like, I wonder if it's going to be like the favor is I'm now a Paul Heyman guy full time again.
That'd be funnier if he's the favor is that he wants to join the Bloodline.
The favor becomes CM Punk is the new tribal chief.
Or the Paul, you come back to me for custody.
My wise man.
Yes. He's just gonna pull it in by his leg.
They just gotta put Paul Heyman in the middle of them two, and both of them call out to him, and whoever Paul Heyman goes to is who he belongs to, like the end of Air Bud. Anyway, I had fun with it. The favor thing, I'm struggling to see how it's gonna be, how it's gonna create conflict between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but I imagine that it will. Otherwise, it'd be kind of pointless to make it all this tension for no reason. That would actually really stink. Actually, the favor was he got me a title shot. I'm like, oh, fuck you. Like, oh,
It just
me.
becomes like the Eric Rowan Spider of favors.
Yes.
Now, with the long-term booking strategy that we've seen from WWE in the last couple years, when do you think we're actually going to find out what this favor is?
On the very first Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
You think so?
You
think they'd pull the trigger that early?
I thought for something like this, I thought this was like a WrestleMania thing, or at least that's kind of what I thought. So I thought maybe, if not the Raw, then the Royal Rumble, something in January to kick off more WrestleMania things.
I was feeling like this is going to be something they want us to forget about, and then even in a year or 2 years' time, then it's like, hey, remember that favor?
That's what I was thinking too.
Wresthold booking, god damn it, Triple H.
Triple H and Paul Heyman are just getting way too silly.
I want your blazer again.
Fucking WrestleMania 32.
Oh my god, it's for next year's WrestleMania. That's what the favor is. Paul Heyman got me into 2026 Royal Rumble. I appreciate it. Because if Roman had the title, then you would imagine it's really simple to be like, oh well, he's gonna give him a title shot. But no.
Well, and I saw that in comments posted about, oh, what do you think the favor is? And it's like, it's a title shot. For what title? Like, Roman doesn't have a championship at the moment, so unless he wins the Royal Rumble, even then, he's still not going to be able to cash in the favor until after WrestleMania. But I think that it is more likely just recruitment of service. But we'll have to wait and see.
One more thing that I laughed at was after all this War Game stuff and the OG Bloodline gets a victory in War Games, Michael Cole says, none of this is over because Roman Reigns didn't get the Ula Fala, so he's not the tribal chief. And I was like, what the fuck? What's the point of any of this?
How is that? Like, you're not done? You sure?
What the fuck? Like, do you actually like it's a belt now? Like, it's a thing you have to win? Like, they have to hang it up in a ladder match or some shit?
That's what's going
It's
to
his
happen, I
own-
guarantee.
It's only up
They're gonna
for
hide
in
and
tribal
seek.
combat.
I guess.
Again, that's it. Punk's going to cash in the favor because he will be the tribal chief. I'm calling my shot right there.
He's gonna grab the hula flower. Oh my god! No. I thought that was funny as fuck to say. Like, after they go through all that shit, Michael Cole's like, none of this shit matters. I'm happy that they got the win though.
I
Congrats,
sold a lot of
sucker. We
tickets
just-
tonight.
Yeah.
Why'd you sanction this? But yeah, that was fun. I had a fun time with the main event, and I guess did you guys have anything else you wanted to say about this before we talk about the other War Games match tonight?
I mean, that's the unfortunate truth of the other War Games matches. That's how people are going to be looking at it.
I wish I could only look at it as the other War Games match. I have thoughts about that War Games match. We can get into it now.
I'm on constant refresh mode on Cage Match, and I'm just watching that cumulative rating for that women's War Games match just completely dropping right now. We're currently at 4.96 from 22 votes.
Out of 10. But
For comparison, the men's main event is 7.92 out of 11 votes.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Pretty close
average.
to an 8, not quite an 8. Might average out at an 8 or 7.5. I don't mind it. Max says this War Games is supposed to end a feud, and this was just a stop along the way. Ass. I think War Games ends the feud sometimes, not always. I think I can think of a couple times in history where they just kind of set up more things after War Games, or just kind of spin off or continue. But
I feel like a
Or you
huge
do a
like
singles match
continuance
after War
for.
Games. A
Yeah,
regular
exactly.
match.
It was a big continuance at like Fall Brawl '96. How we were just using that to really boost along all the different stories spanning out from WCW versus NWO.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, I mean, it can be used effectively to end a faction versus faction feud, but yeah,
Absolutely.
it doesn't always get used that way.
Well, and I mean,
Squadron
even
versus
going
Dangerous
back-
Alliance.
Even going back to the last time the Bloodline was in the War Games match, like what did that do other than progress the Bloodline story itself?
And give us a cool image of Sammy and the Bloodline. Sometimes I feel like we do set up these big elaborate things to get that one snapshot moment, because that's kind of or at least that's one of the things WWE is really good at, just creating like these iconic moments that you never forget.
Yeah.
I like that shit. Max says, do they reveal the favor on SmackDown? That would be very unlike Triple H.
Well, I know Roman's probably gonna bring it up because he's always paranoid.
SmackDown don't even matter no more. When you watch SmackDown, you can see the energy like leaving. Where's it going?
Yeah, it's just the Bloodline and these pesky matches in between.
It's going to Raw.
Actually, wrestling matches.
Then the Bloodline is like slowly showing up on Raw too, more and more. Like, are you conditioning me?
Get ready for Netflix.
Anyway,
Exactly.
We opened the show with the women's War Games match. It was Rhea Ripley, Bailey, Naomi, and Bianca Belair and Io Sky against Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffy Stratton, and Candice LeRae. I almost did that from my memory, but then I didn't trust myself. But fellas, I don't want to dump on it, but I will. I thought I thought everything up until it became 5-on-5 was horrid. Actually,
Absolutely. The crowd agreed.
this is fucking bad.
Well, and I mean, like, it's not even that the match itself was terrible, but it was just part of it was the commentary selling it for me. Like, there was I think Graves said something to the effect of Nia was swinging chairs wildly, meanwhile she's throwing the softest chair shots in the world, like Hulk Hogan bad. Like, I remember like smart commentary being a thing, like actually being like, oh well, we didn't get all of that one.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I like actually calling out like, oh well, the champ's looking gassed in this match. How's that going to affect her team throughout the rest of War Games? Like that kind of thing. And I don't know. It definitely affected my enjoyment of the match. But otherwise, I also thought we might see like something further to push a rift between Bianca Belair and Bayley, like because that's another thing that they've been teasing. So now it looks like she has her trust solely, but I was kind of hoping something was going to happen. Otherwise, yeah, it was a match.
I think the thing with Bianca is, if they're gonna turn her heel, I think a lot of people think that she's the one that attacked Jade. Um, but if that was something they were gonna do, then you probably don't want to like tip your hand by making her all of a sudden act aggressive and be heelish and shit. Kind of kills
Yeah.
the surprise of it. But I don't. But we've heard about Bianca not wanting to go heel, right? Like she strongly believes in like the children that see her as a icon, like as someone to look up to and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good.
Well, I mean, they had the same argument for John Cena for his entire career too.
Yeah. I mean, when you do with John Cena, I just like when you do a goddamn million Make a Wish and things, and those are the, and those kids unfortunately do like pass away and shit, and it's like that shit weighs on you like every day. Like I can't turn on those children.
Oh, that's true.
Oh my god. So if I can understand feeling strongly that way. Like I get it. I wouldn't be mad at her for feeling that way. But we did get another. We just do this over and over again. We just,
I was
She
like, I was
don't
like,
she?
just do it already.
please. But yeah, so it's not successful. And this was one of the rare one of the rare highlights. I guess they like not even wasn't a highlight, it was just a fucking story moment. One of the highlights for me was Naomi putting a toilet seat on Nia Jax's head and then twerking in her face. That was like, I don't know why this is happening, but I'm not mad that it's happening. Thank you for that, Naomi, and happy birthday, Naomi.
Yes.
I saw her coming out in a party hat, and I'm like, "The fuck is this?"
That was her birthday gift to herself. Like I'm doing this.
When she took the
Well,
toilet
happy
seat
birthday.
out, from the under the ring, I was like, I almost didn't it didn't register as a toilet seat because it's like I didn't expect it. It was like, what the fuck? Took a second. But
I think about the logic flaw going back to what we were previously talking about of like Tiffany bringing the Money in the Bank briefcase into this match where you've got either woman down, but you've also got how many other people that could easily interfere in that. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have personally done it myself.
And like Nia or Liv, they look at it going, Tiffy, what the fuck?
just in case.
They were staring at it. Like,
you know why? You know why I understand why she brought it? Because I take my Nintendo DS everywhere, and I never get to play it. But you never fucking know when you're gonna have 20 or 30 random ass minutes that you didn't expect, and you never know.
Why'd you have it? Were you gonna catch it? Were you gonna use it on me? Like
possibly.
Because the issue too is okay, they're both on your side, so now you're during the match going to potentially upset one of your allies. On top of that, the other 5 people really don't care about you nor your cash.
She's clearly not the brightest bulb right now, but I understand where it comes from.
Each champion had their own insurance or at least protection, I guess. So like where did she think she was gonna go? But that did kind of pose the question, what do you think would have happened to the War Games match? Would it have just been tossed out?
Please.
That's a good question.
It should have been. I think it would have just continued onwards. Just we'll have the asterisk of the title change.
it's a match happening inside of a match.
Yeah.
Like there's
But-
also a thing.
All right, women's title match
Well-
is over. New champion, congrats. All right, continue War Games.
Right,
Let the War Games continue.
But that's exactly it, because how do you end a match with someone pinning a member of their own team?
That's hilarious. It actually works better than if the person's on the other team, because then if you pin them, you accidentally end the War Games match. But if they're on your own team, you can pin them and then just fuck your team over. And they just fuck.
Or-
Oh, well, you got 4 members too fucking bad. Not our problem
Or-
anymore.
Pin her
Or
and
like
just
Matt
leave
said.
and get everything thrown out.
Or like Matt said, okay, War Games is back on.
Yes.
There you go. We continue.
This would have been perfect if they maintained the original philosophy of War Games and maintained submission or surrender, because then it's like, oh, there's a pinfall here for something else.
Yeah. It was,
I'm just imagining now with Alicia Taylor being like, instead of let War Games begin, let War Games pause for a little bit.
Time
Everyone's like
out.
step aside. They'll go on like a little water break. They're just watching as it happens.
This is
Like,
our
should we-
attempt.
Should we ruin it? Yeah, we could. We could totally ruin it.
This is our attempt not to shit all over that fucking first 30 or however
Watch, that
long.
would have saved that first 30 minutes.
It was rough until it became 5-on-5. When it became 5-on-5, I was like, oh god, we stepped into another gear. Everybody was doing cool things until the end of the match, and then it was fine. But if you didn't watch the show yet, do yourself a favor. Skip to Naomi's entrance, watch the toilet thing, and then skip to the 5-on-5, and then you're good. You'll have a much better time than we did.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any other thoughts about the women's War Games match?
It didn't
That's a
need
good
to be
shot.
a War Games match.
No.
That's a good point.
It's like
Honestly,
I get they want to have one for the guys and one for the women, but we're past. Oh, it's a groundbreaking thing. Just have a Survivor Series match. Just do one War Games, one Survivor Series. It's called Survivor Series. Let's have a goddamn Survivor Series match. Just give the bigger story of the War Games, and the other one, Survivor Series. You can do good with both.
Matt, that's exactly what I was thinking. Where right when you said that, the 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series, it's not like they haven't been airing those a ton on the WWE Vault YouTube channel leading up to this.
Well,
Exactly.
maybe that's an excuse to bring back something like bragging rights, or something where you can utilize that traditional style matchup.
Then
And
don't call it Survivor Series.
I wonder if Triple H feels about Survivor Series the way Vince did. Vince thought it was Vince was ready to throw it away at one
Several
point.
times over the years, it almost was gone.
it was off the schedule in, I think, 2009.
Yeah,
Yeah,
People
I think same thing with
freaking out.
2011 or 12.
people were freaking the fuck out. What's happening? I think they were trying to condition us to accept bragging rights as the replacement. I swear.
And it just failed.
Which only lasted 2 years.
Yeah, it was
I
guess this is
liked
the
bragging
thing.
rights. All right, I was a fan of bragging. I liked the set, the half blue, half red that they never did in the video games the right way. I liked bragging rights. I'm sorry. It had
Yeah,
the one John Cena Randy Orton match that I really enjoyed on it as well.
The one with
Yeah,
where he
Quit
was in
or
the
I-
Nexus.
No, the one where Randy tried to kill him with the pyro.
Oh,
Yeah, I really like that. It was an Iron Man match. It shouldn't have been as good as it was, but I enjoyed it. I at the
That was a
time
very
thought it was
underrated
gonna. I thought it was gonna end their feud. I didn't know they were gonna feud for another fucking 20 years.
Oh, don't forget, You Were Supposed to Be My Friend was on that same show.
I
It
love
was.
I'm gonna
Oh,
rip your-
that's
I'm gonna-
right.
I'm gonna rip your head off. It's
He
just
says.
so
Robert says.
so casually.
Robert says he wishes they would have done the coin flip for advantage. That's the old WCW thing.
That is the old.
But those War Games advantage matches on Raw and SmackDown don't mean shit. Max says. Hey, CJ.
Yeah, weird. My connection cut out very briefly.
You're back. That's what matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But CJ, did you have any thoughts on this women's match? Any more
Other
thoughts?
than what we've talked about, like I don't know if it's. No, I had a thought and it's completely gone.
I know
understand.
that the match did that to you. I get it.
Yeah,
I
just
I've been
completely shut my brain down.
I will say one of the nice things that I'll say about this match was it had a lot of callbacks to other War Games matches from years past. Like, I'm thinking handcuffs referencing, like Fall Brawl 97 when Kurt Hennig, handcuffed the Horsemen and turned on them. Or I think about even just referencing last year's War Games, right? Where Io Sky does the trash can jump, so I think there's a lot of great references there, and I appreciated that.
Did that feel like over kind of fan service?
Yes, it did.
It completely kills the logic for the main event too, with Roman getting locked out.
Oh yeah.
She had a purple trash can though.
I know.
Was I the only one who thought there was stuff inside it and she was going to pour it on herself?
Like, yes, I'm crazy.
I, for some reason, didn't think she would be able to moonsault, but she did the moonsault last time, didn't she? Or did she just toss herself? Last time she just kind of threw herself.
I think she just jumped. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, she actually got rotation in a can. That's horribly dangerous.
Why?
I was like, no, if you slip, that's no.
That sounds like the worst meal supplement, rotation in a can.
Oh no.
That spot where her and Tiffany Stratton jumped off the cage together was cool. The finish where Rhea Ripley did the riptide through a table, avalanche riptide through a table.
I was expecting Dom to get involved and then the Rhea Liv thing be over. Like, he finally takes the riptide.
Yeah.
Yes, that won't come up and says like, all right, but
see, the cage kept him out. You see, it's very effective.
He couldn't climb because he gets PTSD. He gets PTSD from prison. He tried climbing. He tried to escape
prison in the shark cage.
He was like, "Let me out of here."
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all we can really say about it without being really mean.
Yes. I hit that fast forward button on the live show.
Yeah, wish. No, but we followed that up with the United States Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura defeating LA Knight to become champion. Did LA Knight? Well, one, he dropped the belt, which was actually really funny. He got up on the apron, and the whole thing just fell off his waist. He had to get down awkwardly and pick it up. But also, was that the first night that he uses his new custom strap on that belt?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh, I didn't notice.
That's so fucked up, bro.
It's Shinsuke's now.
That's so funny.
The first night, I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with the belt?" And then I realized it looks like the logo on the nameplate, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
that's so fucked up. He came to work with that shit, and they were like,
he was like, you know what? I don't want this. Here, have it.
Let's give it to him.
I didn't want the title anyways. It's fine.
Do you think they gave it to him before or after he knew? That's so fucked up.
I like the idea that he walked in, he got it done himself, and then they're just like, Mr. LA Knight, please sit down for a sec. We need to talk.
Come on, guys. I just want to wear it once.
We kind of can't have him lose anymore.
He didn't drop it. He threw that shit on the floor. He was furious.
Protesting. He walked out.
Too bad. No. A lot of people thought Shinsuke would lose here. That surprises me because I'm like, they just debuted a whole ass gimmick. Like, if they wanted to bury him on purpose, then yes.
I was expecting a DQ, like the spray the mist DQ.
I don't think does WWE go by those rules? Do they DQ for the mist?
If they get caught.
Cody.
They used to with Tajiri on occasion.
They used to have to do it behind the referee's back, right?
That's exactly what
you
it
have to be like, why is his face green?
I was like, Tajiri's like, what do you think? Come on.
But yeah, he flat out just wins. He just takes it from LA Knight. And listen, for whatever reason, LA Knight winning the title made him cold. And so, like, maybe being back in the chase is good for LA Knight. I don't know. Do you guys maybe disagree with that? Are you still digging LA Knight? Then I apologize, but
I'm still digging LA Knight.
It's more if he didn't have anyone big after Logan. That was the problem.
He arced, and that was it. Sometimes your character just arcs.
It's like Andrade and Carmel. They're like it wasn't as compelling, and then you give him Legato, who are colder than a witch's tit, and then you get Nakamura.
They did Andrade kind of dirty. I thought him and Mello were like carrying the
They were
big card on
cooking, and then all of a sudden
SmackDown,
it's like,
Yeah.
shake.
and then Shinsuke just comes and kills him, and then comes the next night and wins the title. Like, oh no,
Good job, Shinsuke.
Andrade
Shout out.
just. I was gonna say he's never gonna find his fucking footing. Like that's fucked up.
Another company.
He's gonna punch someone the equivalent to Sammy Guevara in the locker room.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get out.
I gotta find the Sammy
He's
Guevara.
got to go back to AEW now.
He just punches Sammy again.
Yes.
What the fuck? That's not gonna
He's
work.
like, you know what you did. You know what you did.
But I wanted to say, shout out to Shinsuke. So the last time, he's now a 3-time U.S. champion. The last time he won was the 2019 Royal Rumble kickoff show. And then a couple nights later is when he accidentally lost it to R-Truth.
Oh shit, that's right.
I forgot that happened.
I forgot that happened. God, that's incredible.
Yeah,
Not
Another,
long after winning it.
I gotta say,
Another
I'm kind of digging the Gong type of entrance for him with the
Mhm.
new mask and everything.
That entrance tonight was so cool.
It's the
Well, and
first
that
time I
new
heard this.
theme really sets the tone for the entrance itself too.
It's a Bushido code. I definitely know what they're trying to go for. They're definitely trying to go for something like that. Corey Graves got me laughing because he's like, fans have been saying that the real Shinsuke Nakamura was left in Japan and we've never seen him in America. And so now we're going to see the Shinsuke from Japan. And I was like,
So what was the last 6 years?
I think they took that a little too literally. Like the fans want Shinsuke from Japan, so we should dress him like a samurai or like, that'll fucking do it.
A blood moon version of the flag.
Here's Shinsuke from Italy.
What the fuck? That killed me because I was like, I was digging this whole thing, and then Corey made me think they're coming at this from a whole weird way. Like the fans want Japanese Shinsuke. We're gonna double down on Japan.
No, this just reminded me for like the men's main event. Did anyone catch like Corey's racism during the night?
Oh fuck no!
Oh man, Vince is back.
Saying certain things about Samoan wrestlers that sounded
what'd he
very
say?
wrong.
What do you
Oh,
say?
go
No,
on,
wait.
What are you saying here?
Samoan headbutts don't work on Samoans. This is just a fact. It's not racism.
He's calling them, like the nickname of George Steele or Randy's last name, things like that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. You can't. You actually. I mean, I guess I can see. Corey's always towing the line. Isn't his brother the one that gets in trouble for fucking saying things in promos that he shouldn't say? Sam Adonis or something like that. I forgot his name.
Yeah, Adonis. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why he's in Mexico.
But yeah, I thought this match. I thought they were working really hard for a crowd that didn't care. I personally, that made me not care. I was like, "Fuck, man, I don't care about this match either." I'm sorry.
Well, and I thought about that during the match too, because LA Knight comes out and they do that decibel meter reader, whatever the fuck they call it, and it's like, okay, well, it's cool for when he's coming out. Where's that during the match?
The decibel meter.
Samoa Joe after looking at Punk before Jack Perry.
You bring up the decibel meter, and I laughed when they brought it up because they go to the international shows and the decibel meter is like breaking and it's all the way on the other side. And when they did it for LA Knight, it was like halfway. And I was like, why did you even do that? You could have just worked it. Like, why did you fucking? We could embarrass him anyway.
I think about the amount of times tonight that the crowd was also just dead silent.
Yeah, where were they?
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Vancouver, British Columbia at the Rogers Arena.
It's like they had an angle for like 2 weeks, so of course they're not going to care. They just want to see Nakamura's cool new look. Here's LA Knight.
They were chanting, "This is awesome" for like everything. I think they started chanting it during the women's War Games match. I was like, ooh, okay.
You guys went to the same War Games match.
I guess the beer's good. The beer's good in Canada.
Hot can confirm.
A nice Canadian lager, eh?
It's the mead. It's the mead there.
Their first, thank you, Robbie. Their first pay-per-view since 1998. I did not know that.
Oh, that's
PLE,
right.
excuse me, play.
Yeah,
Play.
yeah. We don't, no, it's pay-per-views. No PLE series.
Yeah, did they say it was Rock Bottom 98?
Rock Bottom 98.
I think so. Yeah.
In
So
Vancouver.
the Rock
One
They
to
were
be in
hot.
your house.
They were hot as fuck back then. What the fuck? Anyway, fun.
That
It
show
was what
needed
it
the
was.
decibel meter.
I'm glad that Shinsuke is getting a push. I'm always glad for Shinsuke.
Finally.
I love Shinsuke. But
Yes.
we'll see how long it lasts. Like, I don't really believe in his pushes anymore. So I'm not like, yeah, yes, they're doing it. Like,
Maybe 2 months.
we'll
maybe
see.
2 months. He'll get that title.
Well, he accidentally drops it on SmackDown this week.
maybe he'll hold it till WrestleMania and he'll actually be able to get a match. So that'll.
I think that's more likely to be the case. Like I know his first major push under Triple H didn't go anywhere, but I also don't think it was really designed to push Shinsuke. I think it was just another attempt to be like, okay, can we make a version of
rehab
his
him?
character work for an English audience? And that's when they incorporated like the subtitles and the pre-recorded videos. And I think now they're like, okay, we've got the presentation, we've got like a plan in place, so now we can actually push him and see where this goes.
They were also coincidentally trying to recruit Okada at the same time. Will they tell you that pushing Shinsuke was anything to do with that? No, but the timing is fairly
It's like
interesting.
Like, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
And then and then the push ended when they didn't get him. The timing is fairly interesting,
I know.
to say the least.
Now, if he pinned Cody, maybe that would have.
No.
He's like, hey, pin Cody.
Like we anyway, we follow that up with a with this. It's true. Honestly, the way they described the shirt was like, this shirt is for fat people. And I was like, man, I might be sold. Not gonna lie. And then they did the whole Otis thing, and I was like, well, that's just extra, and I might definitely be sold now. This is ridiculous. The Alpha Academy doing these ads at least says that somebody remembers them, but it reminds me that they were part of like one of the most over angles on Raw just a couple months ago, and Otis was looking like he could actually break out and be something.
He didn't.
And they were like, but what if no?
What if we murdered people in the production crew with the Wyatt?
But they're doing ads, right? So that's got to be something.
They beat New Day last week, so
They've been New Day, although that was clearly not meant for them.
No.
We followed that up. Max says Otis was Winnie the Poohing. Big shirt, no pants. Oh, Bob.
oh yeah.
Follow that
Remember
with
to put the H on pooing though, or else that becomes an entirely different thing.
That's true. Big pooing. It's just constipation. We had the Intercontinental Championship triple threat match. It's probably my favorite match of the night. That wasn't
It was great.
I mean, it was probably my favorite match of the night, honestly. I liked it more than War Games.
Push Ludwig.
They were beating the shit out of each other. What more can I ask for? It was big fucking angry ass dudes fucking beating the shit out of each other. You can always count on Sheamus and Bron Breakker to be like really stiff with each other. But it's always good to see Ludwig get involved there. It feels like we've been watching these three fight each other for forever. But have they had this triple threat match specifically? No, right? It's the first time. It was great. I had a fun time. Ludwig sold the shit out of a spear towards the end there, and then Sheamus always looks great. Fellas, what did you think of this? Nick, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, you can never go wrong with a triple threat match for the IC title with guys like this. You got Ludwig and Sheamus, who are just killing in the European brawler scene. And on top of that, then you've got Braun Breaker, who's a legitimate killer. He's a Steiner after all. So, what can you say? And yeah, the man can move like a million miles an hour. I love how he was trying to completely clear basically the running equivalent of 2 entire rings. And was it Kaiser who's just like, nope, and then just stopped him in his tracks. But I really love any time that these guys can have that opportunity to shine. And Sheamus in particular is still going strong after dealing with spinal stenosis, which has knocked a lot of great athletes out of competition and other sports, and a lot of wrestlers too. The fact that he can still go through and wrestle competitive matches like this is just so cool. And it's awesome too, because, we were mentioning that era of, bragging rights. And I think back to how many people didn't care for Sheamus in that point in time in like 2009, 2010. And everyone was just like, yeah, this guy sucks. He's just a body guy.
Haters.
Exactly.
I always loved Sheamus, goddammit, from day one.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, it was fun.
Oops. Wow, that's interesting. What's going on here? Let's get back to I'm not sure what.
I like
the
it.
wrong button.
Of
Oh, there's
course,
John killing Nick's push.
I'm
Dang
sorry. I'm sorry. He got into a hotel incident with his girlfriend.
Yeah, he
called
was
the
getting
cops, and
momentum.
now
We couldn't
I can't trust him as a manly.
At least it wasn't Juventud in Australia. If you know, you know.
You do know.
Oh my god.
But no, listen, Sheamus is just phenomenal in what he does in and out of the ring. And I love the fact that he's one of those wrestlers who has, withstood the test of time. And again, has been people have grown to love him for what he does in the ring and just behind the scenes. So kudos to him. You don't have to, be the one to win the match. And I love the fact that he was the one who everyone, including Michael Cole, was rooting for as the sentimental favorite. So he can become, what was it, the Grand Slam champion now?
Yeah. I think it's the one belt that he says he's missing from his career. Like that famous naked picture of him with all the titles. He doesn't have the Intercontinental one. And I'm sure
He did in that WWE 12 storyline.
That's right. That's right. God, I miss interesting.
He's trying to make it a reality.
Anyway, somebody, I think it's Robbie, says that Sheamus is only in triple threat IC title matches. Is my boy getting screwed? Do we have to look through historical facts and tweet him about it?
I love the idea that
'cause
John Cena, who also hasn't won the IC title, just comes back during his farewell tour and wins it.
Sorry, Shamey.
He had a match against Gunther at Clash at the Castle. That
That's
was
right.
just one-on-one.
An incredible match. Actually, Mac
Quite
says
literally, the
it
man's
rated
banger
5
after
stars.
banger after banger after
There we
banger.
go. Mac just said the exact same thing.
5 stars. No minus. Anyway.
Look at the amount of times Sheamus and Drew McIntyre killed it during that Thunderdome era. One of the best things about that whole time frame in WWE.
Sheamus, Gunther, Drew McIntyre triple threat match is like my favorite WrestleMania triple threat match of all time. And that's a big thing because for a long time there was only one that could ever say there was only one match.
Where the Invisible Man won the belts.
Yeah, we don't talk about that Stevie Richards title win.
Best victory, Stevie. Good job.
Anyway, did you guys have any more thoughts about the triple threat Intercontinental Championship match tonight?
Oh, it was awesome. Again, Ludwig is an underrated worker. He's one of my favorites there. His body language, how he talks, how he's as a technician that he is. I really hope he gets a push, and I hope he gets like a singles title in his future because he's a great talent. Sheamus still this is the best Sheamus has been in like the last 2 years or so. Whenever Brawl and Brute started, like that just reinvigorated his whole momentum there. Because before that, no one gave a shit about him for like a long time. Like he was just there, and all of a sudden we get this, and we get to see him like having these bangers with Ludwig, Breaker, Gunther. Like fucking Bron, like anyone now, like even Pete Dunne lately with those matches, like it's a different side of Sheamus, and I like it. And yes, I love Kaiser Wilhelm, he's great. So there we go. That's all I have to say.
I had thought any of these men could have won this match, and I wouldn't have been all that disappointed. Like, I do think it was the right decision to keep it on Breaker for right now. But I agree with Matt. I think we just need to push Kaiser to the moon as soon as possible. Well, I mean, not as soon as possible. Like, he definitely, I think, has a little bit to go before he's ready for the main event picture, but I think he's further along than many might have thought possible before tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They had started a little storyline with Kaiser and Gunther, where Gunther was like, "You need to get up out my shadow and do things for yourself and be a champion." But he goes and he loses tonight, and I thought that meant that they were gonna, I don't know, have some problems or something. But on the post show, they asked Gunther, how did he feel? And he was like, "Oh, Ludwig should be proud of his performance tonight. I'm no mad at him at all." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I wonder if he really answered that, like, or like, was he supposed to answer that way? Because it felt like we were heading towards a whole other thing,
Right.
And then he was like, "Oh no, like, I love him. He should be proud of himself. This was awesome."
You're supposed to answer as Gunther.
Yeah,
We'll see on Monday.
Monday he changes his mind. He's like, he was lying.
We're gonna see if they just completely ignore that, because it took place on the after show. And
Those aren't canon, John. Come on.
right?
It's like Speed, it's not canon.
It's funny. It had me. It
Right.
was funny as hell. But yeah, I guess Robert says he thinks that was Gunther, the real guy.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah.
Yeah, like they've known each other for a long time. They've teamed together for a while. Like they've. I'm sure that was a legitimate answer, whether it was in character or not.
Yeah, I mean, it should be proud. It was my favorite match of the night. So we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther defeating Damian Priest with the help of Finn Balor. And I guess I'm trying to find these little screenshots I had here. But Balor gives Damian Priest a coup de grace on the outside off some stairs, which allows Gunther to choke him to sleep, retain his championship. Gunther actually took Balor out as well for just being in the way.
Yeah.
Like, just get the fuck out of my way.
There you are.
He's so aggressive. I love him.
But like Mac was saying on here, Judgment Day just pilmanized Priest's arm with a chair backstage.
shit.
So there's a social media exclusive video that
Let's
just
find
dropped
it.
while we were on the air, like 20 minutes ago.
Is it on
And-
WWE's Instagram?
Yeah, it's on their Instagram. I'm seeing it on their Twitter right now. Basically, it's what's this about a brawl going on in the parking lot, and it's Damian and Finn Balor fighting in the parking lot, and Damian's getting the better of it, but then like Carlito and company start to run in and they jump and kill Damian Priest afterwards.
I was actually kind of mad at this match, not because of the ending, but because I was like, isn't this the same fucking match they had at SummerSlam? Like, it's the same exact match with the same finish. Are you kidding me?
The SummerSlam.
I can't believe this shit. Okay, but I did find the video, so let's watch it together as a family. Yay!
Yay.
All right, boom. Let me actually get that its own little window there so that I can see what the fuck is going on. Hello.
R-Truth on commentary.
This is really awkward meat sounds.
Hey, get him up! Get him up! Get him up! Get him up!
5 entire frames there.
Get him over!
Oh gosh.
I
wish
bet
I
that
could see it.
looked vicious.
It broke! He broke it! God damn him!
You're why I'm an alcoholic.
Mac, that is not Pilmanizing. First of all, I get you on that one. But they just broke his arm regular way. No, but was Dom filming, says Robbie. That's my head canon. Yeah. He's just
Yeah,
Well,
laughing.
it was either Tom or Nick.
Tom and Nick.
He said Robbie said it was in front of a prison cell. No, that's I don't know what the fuck that is back there, but they always have like cages with things inside, I guess to keep out, I don't know, children, copper thieves. I don't fucking know. What did you guys think of this World Heavyweight Championship match? Personally, I was I wasn't all the way into it. I was like, all right, it's all right. I would have gave it a 3.5, 5 if I was rating.
Right. I mean, that was, I think, one of the big issues with this match is it followed such a banger previously with the triple threat, and it went very long, and it just felt like, okay, maybe this should be the part where we end it. No, they're going to keep dragging it on and on. And it's not anything against Gunther or Priest. They're two phenomenal competitors, two phenomenal athletes. I'm glad Gunther retained, but honestly, yeah, this match was just kind of difficult. I mean, I think a lot of people agree too, because I'm looking at ratings on different sites for it, and it feels like as we're kind of increasing as the matches go on, this is where we kind of had that dip before that main event just really took it over the edge, over the top.
So is that a quality of the card problem for this, or is this there's 5 matches on the card and the fans still don't have the attention span that long-term booking calls for?
I think it was quality.
I think with this match in particular, I feel like it's a quality thing. I mean, personally, I was like this is literally a replay, and even the fucking finish. Like, yeah, we fucking saw this already.
No, John, he put Gunther's foot on the rope, but he didn't do that tonight. It was totally different.
Yeah, this time he stomped.
Yes.
That's right.
The wrong person interfered.
I started thinking to myself, it's fucked up because I was not a Punishment Martinez fan, right? In Ring of Honor, I was like, he kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then he came to NXT and they gave him, the WWE razzle dazzle. They gave him girls in the pool, and he was like really fucking cool. And I was like, okay, I can start getting behind him a little bit. And then, it kind of plateaued when the Judgment Day thing, and then he became champion. And I was like, oh, he's kind of finding his footing. But then it kind of started declining again. Now I really don't give a fuck about Damian Priest anymore. I don't know what happened. I'm trying. I really am. But he lost me. I fell off the train. I'm like sitting on the tracks like, damn.
Is it?
I got left behind.
I think it was bad timing.
Like, would you be more interested in him if he finally got past all this Judgment Day feud and moved on to actual, new territory for him?
At least give me a new way to gauge him, because he's been involved in the same shit.
I think it should have been Drew as his return. He ruined his mania when he cashed in on him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying, oh brother, this guy stinks.
The timing of it happening with everyone here now is just like, is he really a main eventer? Because you got Jay, you got the Punk, you got Roman back.
That's crazy. If you're getting overlapped by Jay Uso is insane. That's
which is wild. Who would have thought that 10 years ago?
Yeah, ever.
I'm sorry. That's fucking wild, bro. Damian, it's supposed to be Puerto Rican, bro. What's going on? That's why that's also right. I'm obligated to root for Damian Priest because of the way my culture works. I can never root against Damian Priest, but I am give me something, god damn you!
Just give him just not Judgment Day.
We'll move on. We'll get this finally at probably, like Max says, a Saturday night's main event. Gunther and Priest can have some kind of, but no, it's on fucking network television. They can't even get all real crazy. And this feud's been going on for so long. They're gonna end it with a Saturday night's main event singles match.
Well, maybe they'll have a bigger blow off at the Rumble.
Yeah, for sure. This one's got to be a stopgap. I don't think it can end there. But did you guys have any more thoughts on this World Heavyweight Championship? Damian Priest, what's Gunther doing? Are you guys on the train of people that think Gunther's world title reign sucks?
No, because it's he's a quality athlete and it's telling an interesting story, especially with Gunther, that we haven't seen with Gunther before. I was going to mention, the fact that this is a win for Gunther, but not a clean win, is still going to stick in his craw. He's still going to have this, I don't know if you want to call it insecurity about himself ever since he lost to Cody Rhodes, but it's got me hooked. I'm really interested in seeing it. And if anything, I would have loved to see the power dynamic between Kaiser and Gunther if Gunther lost and Kaiser won. And if they do decide to tell that story further down the road, I think that would be one of the most interesting stories you can tell with Gunther.
You know, I was thinking back on this match, and I was trying to find my problem with it, and I think it's weird that you get these two really big guys like Gunther and Damian Priest, and they go in there and they do the match where Damian Priest has to fight out from under, like he's fighting out from under Gunther's presence and strength. Like, bro, they're both fucking massive. Why aren't they? Why aren't they throwing bombs? Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
And how many
This
times
is
have we
weird.
seen Damian Priest as the big, strong, burly monster in matches?
Tony, thank you for joining us.
Hey,
Hey,
I want that motherfucker. Well, in this match, I'm not talking about the Gunther reign. The Gunther reign, I'm fine with. I'm like, you know, like it's Gunther winning matches and being dominant. But it depends on who the fuck you're in the ring with, right? Damian Priest is a big boy. Why is he playing David in this fucking thing? That
Right.
sucks.
they're like
It really
equally
stinks.
as big. They're both Goliaths.
Oh God, we're working limbs. Beat the shit out of each other. You're 600 pounds of man in there.
Like
Right.
slap the meat.
That's what exactly. This should have been a meat match through and through, but instead it was
Gunther,
meticulous. And that's again, this was my personal issue with it. I think it was a combination quality issue, but also a timing issue. I don't want to see two monsters spending 20 minutes going for like rest holds and arm bars and
Yeah.
things like that, especially where we've already got two big 40-minute matches at the start and end of the show.
there was a moment where I think we're like 10 minutes in, and Gunther's got Damian Priest in an arm wrench and chops him. Bow. And Corey Graves goes, finally, Gunther gets a chop in. And I was like, we hasn't chopped this motherfucker in 10 minutes. They haven't been striking. Like, what is going on? So yeah, this match kind of stunk. This kind of stunk. Might have been my least favorite match of the night, because at least the women's War Games match had a nice little redeeming 15 minutes at the end. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe you guys are less harsh on it than I am, but I thought it was poopy.
No, I was bored of it. Not my worst match of the night. It was just, like, I don't know. It's like,
What do you think,
I
CJ?
didn't need a pretzel.
Or,
I didn't need.
sorry, Matt. I thought you were done, Matt. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was like, I didn't need a pretzel
Big enough
match.
of your opinion. See, they go.
Big on. Okay, I'm done.
so wait, who's going now?
It's you.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like, I just reiterated, like, I just really enjoy a good, well-told story, and I think that's exactly what they're doing with Gunther. To a degree, that's what they're trying to do with Priest and Balor. So I think that as long as everyone is just, you know, still giving it their all in the ring, which is what we expect from Priest and Gunther, you know, like they're still going to put on a fairly solid match.
CJ said, "What's the sign? I hope both teams are having fun."
I'm not Marge Simpson meme holding up a potato. I just think they're neat.
Oh, man.
Fun.
Oh man, that's great. That's absolutely great. That's us. I mean, that's the show though. Beyond that, what they did was they didn't recap. They just told us what was coming. Saturday night's main event: Cody versus Kevin Owens. Surprised that they saved that and put that on that Saturday night's main event show. Good restraint on their part.
Yeah.
I'll be
Ratings
there
draw,
live,
baby.
So.
Hey.
Kevin Owens should win that fucking match. Like, what are we doing? You've made Cody like this complete asshole here. Like, there's no argument that he can have that
You know,
makes
it's just
Kevin
like,
Owens wrong.
is he a heel? Because like you have, no, I was like, it's like Kevin and John Moxley. They're telling the truth of what the fuck is wrong with everything that they're bad at. I was like, I kind of agree with you. Like, are you sure they're the bad guys?
They're kind of mean, but he's not wrong.
Yeah,
He's making
where's
good
the
points
line?
over there.
And Cody's been like extra aggressive lately too. Like he was getting crazy with Carmelo Hayes backstage, and Carmelo was like, "Hey, what the fuck, bro? I'm just talking shit. I'm a little heel. This is what we do."
That's who Andrade can punch. That's who Andrade can punch to get suspended. He can punch Carmelo.
He can punch Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
And never mind the fact that Cody has like attacked local law enforcement not once but multiple times.
A very
Unprovoked.
non-Cody thing to do.
That's a very
Yeah.
Homelander thing.
Fuck the police coming straight out of Atlanta or the Nightmare Factory. I would like to see Kevin Owens just win the title because I always want to see Kevin Owens win. But I also I feel like in this story, it probably really makes Cody look like a dick if he also loses. Like I don't know where he would go from this, so he can't actually lose. But I would like to. I wouldn't
He's
hate
gonna
it.
go 3-peat on the Rumble.
I don't know what else to do.
The hat trick to tie Stone Cold. Wild.
No, it's like they really want to get rid of those records.
Paradise All Records will turn Gunther into the new Kane.
When it hasn't
Roman is
happened,
the winner.
when it hasn't happened in a long time, I'm a fan of like dropping the belt, the baby face. Like I dropped the belt. The challenge came in front of me. I got screwed over. Like I gotta get it back in the next pay-per-view. It doesn't hurt anybody. You know, like if it's not happening all the time, it's not like a hot potato situation. The heel stole the belt from me. Damn it! I gotta get it back at the next one, and then he does.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't-
Yeah, hold it to Royal Rumble. There you go.
Yeah,
Royal
and I got it back. It gives
Yeah,
me a
there's,
nice.
nothing, there's nothing wrong with short reigns. Like they do happen. That's how
And
you do
it pads his stats. He's a 2-time champion now. Like everybody wins.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I think either way, he needed to have something substantial happen in his reign to be worthy of carrying the title and being the guy that ended Roman Reigns' several year-long reign. So how do you justify ending a reign like that? It's very simple. You can't.
Yeah.
So
No, logically,
but-
you just can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like we're getting what we get at this point, I think. So, but it still feels very embroiled in the Bloodline storyline, even though like we just finished a pay-per-view, no sign of Cody Rhodes, no mention of him teaming with the Bloodline other than Kevin's promo for Saturday night's main event, and I think he. Fuck, I've lost my train of thought again. I hate this. But yeah, no, I think he's as much as I would love to see him win, though, I think that because he's still so embroiled in this Bloodline thing that he's not likely to drop it until The Rock screws him out of it.
Yeah, that was one of the things about this that kind of sucked when WrestleMania happened and then everyone together realized like, wait a minute, wait, he's gotta hold the belt till The Rock comes back, doesn't he?
Yeah. The Rock's gonna take it.
But I felt like this title reign actually got more interesting as we finally get into a story that's connected to what they were already doing. This Kevin Owens thing. It ties right into the Bloodline. It ties right into Cody. It ties Cody and Kevin in the Bloodline. It's what Heyman used to do best. He had his story, and then there would be like these other stories that spun out of the main story, but they were still slightly connected and slightly interesting. It had a narrative thread. You saw that with like
Super
Raven
interwoven.
and Raven and Tommy Dreamer, and then you get like 911, and then you get like Stevie Richards doing this shit over
Sandman.
here, and then Sandman, and then all these fucking things that are. They feel like it's all definitely different stories. Like we got this feud, we've got that feud, we've got that feud, but they're all connected. And this Cody fucking title reign really got interesting when Heyman or whoever's in charge. Although I feel like the connection here is it's pretty interesting. When he got back to being connected to the Bloodline. So I guess with the Royal Rumble and the Royal Road to WrestleMania that comes after that, we'll see Cody more involved again with The Rock and Roman and whatever's going to happen there. It's always weird to remember that The Rock just randomly showed up at Bad Blood and then left. Just counted down 3, 2, 1. Was he like hinting at a triple threat match? Why would he narratively, like, why would you do that as a person? Why would the final boss hint at something
Well,
that we
he-
shouldn't even know about.
He also did the finger across the throat thing.
Ah. Oh, where'd he go, sir? What does that mean? Did you leave a note? Something. We'll see. I imagine the Royal Rumble. I don't think we have to wait till Wrestle fucking Mania, right? I imagine The Rock
You
will
would
be
hope
back
not.
by January, right? Come on.
Yeah, I think Royal Rumble they would probably fight.
Actually, he's kind of, well, at least he said publicly that he told the people at Netflix he would be at the first Raw, right? So, at least with
Trying to
the,
get
with the
sympathy, trying to get sympathy from the crowd again or something like that.
he's the January 6th. That's
Yes.
crazy. That's crazy.
Tuesday
free
Night
that
Raw
night.
for no reason at all.
Is Chris Jericho gonna be there?
Jericho and his wife are available. That's crazy.
They're free.
Emanating from Washington, D.C.
Oh my god, but man, that's WWE Survivor Series War Games 2024. The sentence for a title, it's like a fucking isekai. That time I had to team with my best friends. What are they, lovers? What would we call him in punk?
Old lovers.
Old lovers.
Rekindling.
My wise
Or to
man's
get a favor from
ex-boyfriend.
his newest lover.
My wise man's ex
Yes.
Manage. Anyway, but it's about time for those couple of segments that we like to do here called the Jobber, Megastar of the Night. We'll start with our Jobber, our Dwayne Gill of the Night.
Gilbert.
I guess I'll go first, and I'll be the mean one, and I'll go ahead and I'll give it to Damian Priest. Damn, boy. Damn. Oh, brother, this sucked. It really did. I'm not going to give it to Gunther either because I could never give my general a Jobber of the Night. So sorry, Damian.
Sacrilege.
Sorry. I'm going to fall this one on you. But you guys, Nick, who's your Jobber of the Night?
Yo, I gotta say, my Jobber of the Night. Sorry, LA Knight. Yeah, you were having a rough time. You just got your new championship title strap, and then it's like, oh wait, I have to give it to him. All right, and then it falls right off of you on top of that, and you're kind of struggling through certain parts of the match. I was kind of feeling bad for him there. So LA Knight, yeah, is my Jobber of the Night.
Matt, who's your Jobber?
Ooh. Tongaloa for not fucking up, and he made event to the PLE before Ricochet did. Just let that sink in.
Wait, he's the Jobber for not fucking up?
Yes.
Let's give it to a shout out to someone who's lower on the card, a lower echelon guy.
That's Tongaloa.
I thought it was funny because he can't help but and it's not even his fault. Like he comes out and I'm like, well, let's see what's gonna happen. It's gonna be okay. First thing he does, wow, looks for the table. It's not there. Oh shit.
Yeah, and he doesn't fully take up the table.
No, he doesn't. He almost drops it.
And the door keeps closing on. The door keeps closing.
It did. It closed before he could get the table in.
This reminds me of another one, but I'll save it in case CJ mentions it.
No, even when he fucks up, it's still Tongaloa because it's still gonna kick out. I think this is on purpose now, and it's fucking great. It's fucking excellent.
CJ, who's your Jobber?
Nick, go ahead. Whatever you were gonna say. No, go ahead.
I was gonna also reference Raquel for pulling out the table and just leaving it out there.
It's not leaving it. It wasn't the leaving it there. I was going to be like taking it off the chin, literally, but no, like she wasn't going to be my Jobber of the Night. My Jobber of the Night tonight is either Corey Graves or whoever was in Corey Graves's ear, telling him to be like, oh my God, there's no way for Roman Reigns to get back into the War Games cage. Whatever will he do? The match can't start. Like, fucking Jesus. People have won cage matches by doing the exact same thing that Roman did, but backwards. Like, it's not rocket science.
That's he just
Or
you
at the very least, it shouldn't be rocket science.
you I wonder what the lapse of judgment was in that, and having EO climb the cage from the outside on the same night that we were supposed to make Roman look like he didn't know how to get in. Like, what miscommunication between two agents happened
Also,
there?
why the fuck did Roman like try the lock first?
Yeah, just he really believes
He's
in
like,
himself,
well,
you know.
shit, I guess I can't get in.
Well done. Guess I'll go home.
I almost thought he
I
was,
hung out with Mark Henry for a while on the road.
I almost thought he was gonna break it. I was like, what the fuck? He just walks up and makes it ineffective.
God, man.
Superman punch.
I just would have been more entertained by that. That would have been really funny. Just like,
That's fair
he
too.
Superman punches it and it hits Tonga lower. So,
Goes flying at Tonga.
That's those are jobbers. Those are our jobbers of the night. And that brings us to our megastars, the boys that we loved, or the girls. I guess we'll go in reverse. CJ, who was your megastar of the night?
You know, I think I'm gonna give this one to Shinsuke Nakamura. His presentation just hit for me, and if this U.S. title reign is the start of something for him, then hopefully it really works, because he is kind of walking that line of, if they can't make it work now, I don't think they ever will. And then he'll go the way of Baron Corbin, if you catch my drift. So hopefully this works. Tonight was a very good indication that it will. So he's my megastar of the night for that.
All right, Matt, who's your megastar?
Nakamura's nipples that were poking out.
They were actually. It was very cold in here. He's in a very sharp leather going on.
Diamonds with those things.
Okay, so
but,
I've got some friends and at Survivor Series tonight, and shout out Tim and Jose, and so he messages me earlier. I guess Michael Cole said something to the effect of, "Well, it's quite cold in here," and it was like it was +2 with the wind chill. And it was like, that's not even winter, buddy. Fuck off.
So I've got to ask.
Probably for real though, Roman.
Wait! Before you finish the megastar, I just have a question. I have to ask, and I'm not calling you out, CJ. I'm more just wondering: is it really Jose? Is it really Jose?
I was wondering.
Yes. So it's a JOSE with an accent and then E.
2 E's.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is actually a French
Wow.
name.
Oh, I've never heard that in my fucking life. I've never seen
Yeah.
that. A million Jose's.
Shout
Half
out.
of them think they're Joe now. But a million Jose's. I've never met a Jose. That's an interesting.
Yeah,
Is
well,
it
it's
like
not
Joe? Is
Spanish.
it like an accent? Is there like a way to say it? Should I be rolling like a Jose? Or
No,
Hey.
it's just Jose.
Nice.
Jose.
Very nice. You learn something new every day.
Look at that.
I'm glad I could be here for this.
Star of the night, Jose.
There we go.
Yeah, Jose's my megastar.
Okay, Matt. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so outside of Nakamura's nipples, it was Roman.
The tribal chief.
Let's clip that moment outside of Shinsuke's nipples. It was
Yeah,
Roman.
Shinsuke's nipples, megastar. They looked perfect with the leather daddy.
After John Cena retires,
Whatever you want to call him.
after
Leather
John
daddy.
Cena retires, we replace the megastar of the night graphic with Shinsuke's nipples.
Yeah.
That's actually perfect. We got to get that in the opening, the Galaxy opening. Shinsuke's nipple.
Yes.
But
Like close up, close range. Let's do it.
Roman though, you said Roman Reigns your megastar of the night.
Yeah, because again, like how the story about like him and Punk like learning to get that trust and then getting that. You know, it would have been good if the feud fucking ended here with the spear. The spear solo again. How many times did you have to spear him to get the Ula Fala? He pinned him twice.
He hit it so that they couldn't find it. It didn't come out.
It's like, you must find it in this building. You have 20 minutes. If you don't find it, it's mine.
It's in my
Forever.
trunk.
Answer me these riddles 3.
You don't get a hint either.
But no, I guess we'll go with Nick.
All right. I want Mac Burns to listen up because I'm about to say it. My megastar of the night is Big Bronson Reed. The man came in like a just wrecking ball, and he was an absolute dominant force, and especially 400 pounds jumping from the very top of the cage. That's absolutely terrifying to do no matter who you are. And the fact that you got all that extra weight coming on down, I think
Hey,
the man went
get
above and
hurt.
beyond.
Did he do?
Exactly. No, like the guy was awesome. He didn't get hurt, and I love the way too he quickly like ran up to check on Jacob Fatu after that kind of missed moonsault. So that was a pretty cool little thing there. But I also want to give a quick honorable shout out to Roman Reigns and CM Punk for giving a lot of great meme potential with the different ways they were posing and staring at each other.
Yep.
But I didn't get the one. I didn't get the one that I really wanted with them in the. They looked like they were awkward. Like it was just awkward times with them in the cage together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
I was hoping they'd meme like wearing I'm Paul Heyman guy shirts and doing the Spider-Man point at each other.
I've seen
Bummed we
them.
didn't get that.
I did see that they put them in an elevator instead of a cage, and I was like, oh yeah, that's real good. But I guess I'll go ahead and I'll give my megastar of the night. This one was really easy. Once I saw this, I knew that my megastar of the night was Otis. This is-
The goat.
There we go.
why does this exist? How did he find himself involved in it? And it's like, it's the booking isn't the best, but he still gets to be on TV with Miss Maxine Dupree, and he gets to run around with his junk out. Obviously not, but yes, canonically, Maxine Dupree has seen Otis walk around with his junk hanging around, and that's good for Otis's character.
And
Joins
more
the great team with
importantly-
Mandy.
Even better than
More
that, she seems
importantly-
used to it. So we gotta assume that the Maxine character and Otis have been intimate, and I'm very
Yeah,
happy for
just-
Otis
just-
because there's nothing else going on for him right now.
Just don't do it on the plane ride. Just don't do a helicopter in the plane ride. Oh yeah.
Otis seems like a helicopter
Yeah,
guy.
there's
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't break
Yeah.
plans.
No. Anyway, that's my megastar of the night. Otis.
Plane ride from
And,
heaven, am I right?
And that's us. That's us. That's Dershi Radio, actually. But let me. That's not all. We're always around.
Always hot.
We're always on Dershi Radio. We're on after Raw. On Tuesdays, we come on after NXT. Watch it, Roman. Jesus. On Wednesday, we come on after Dynamite. On
Hey.
Thursdays, we're on after Impact. On Fridays, after SmackDown. And on Sundays, CJ and Tyler will be back with the Weekend
Yay.
Wrestling Roundup eventually. But for now,
He told me he
sure
was
the-
going to have that graphic done like
He-
2 months ago, and we
He
haven't
lied.
even launched the show.
Well, in the meantime, you can always catch the boys every Sunday, 3NT Wrestling Live. And on Thursday mornings, very early in the morning, or when you wake up, it's just there waiting for you. Nick, Greg, John, and sometimes Mac. We do the
Yeah.
Dershi Radio News Show. Also, make sure you catch this month's WCW review. Neek and Mac and Robbie doing the Halloween Havoc review. There's a couple of other things I was supposed to plug, but I don't think they were important. Or I would have put a graphic up, right?
Right.
Fellas, thank you for joining me tonight. This was excellent.
Of
And
course.
thank you all in the chat, almost 300 of you with us live right
Yeah.
now.
Awesome.
I would give you 300 kisses. I love you all. Join us on Monday, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And this was the first pay-per-view that I did as a contributor with Dershi Radio. This was